In any event, we've got Cape Cod Managers monthly meeting here today, and we've got Yarmouth, Harwich, Barnstable, Barnstable, County of Barnstable, and Truro.
So every month you meet here,
well,
or
no.
you meet somewhere.
We meet somewhere on the Cape.
And what is the benefit of doing that?
Well, we're able to share ideas. We're all kind of in the same area, so we have a lot of common interests, a lot of common problems. So
what
we
would
can
some
share
of those be? Just
trying to regionalization. What can we do better there? Some of the beach issues that off Cape people would not have some of those issues. So we talk about things like that, rural roads, private ways, things of that nature.
Have you actually learned from other towns? Are there things that you actually learn, and what would some of those things be? Like, what could you learn from Nantucket? I mean,
you're doing some TV programs that maybe we don't do in Yarmouth. You're not doing the radio, right? No, Barnstable's thinking of doing some radio program. So it's really a chance to talk in a more informal setting, which really is much better.
So you're from
Yarmouth.
Yarmouth.
Yes.
What's a big issue in Yarmouth right now that?
Money as it is everywhere.
Okay.
It's really just coping with the changes in the budget and the reduction in state aid, things of that nature.
Okay. And so you're from Hyannis?
From Barnstable, yes.
From Barnstable. So
yes.
Are you the town manager?
I am the town manager from Barnstable.
Hyannis is looking pretty good these days.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Was that a systematic, progressive?
It's been a long time coming, and all too often people are saying you've got to start beginning to look like the beautiful island of Nantucket. So we come here often to try to learn from you in terms of how to do things right.
So what can we expect in the future?
Well, I mean, there's just a lot of investment. Even though the national and statewide economy is bad, it's really uplifting to see the number of property owners and would-be investors willing to come into Town Hall every day to talk about a variety of projects. So we're really excited about it.
My name's Tom Lynch. I'm the assistant town manager. You asked earlier, like what we could learn from Nantucket. Nantucket and Barnstable are sharing a suicide prevention coordinator that is helping to look at that very serious problem with youth. When we come over, we enjoy your bike trails, your walking trails. We're trying to do the same sort of conservation development over here. And also, as mentioned, the budgetary issues. How do you continue to provide services when you have to keep cutting and cutting? So we enjoy the trip to Nantucket, and I have a brother that runs a boat, another brother that runs some island buses over here. So there are a lot of connections between Barnstable and Nantucket.
And you're from?
I'm Mark Slinsky. I'm the county administrator for Barnstable County.
Okay.
So,
well, it's the big county. What is the size of that county anyway?
About 250,000 people year round, I think. About that, yeah. So yeah, it's a big place.
And so what's the agenda for you today here on Nantucket?
Actually, I think we're talking about pension reform today. So that's a big issue at the state level. So I've just attended a reform conference yesterday that was sponsored by the overseers of the pension system, PARAC. And so I've got some information to bring back to the town managers.
Okay. Well, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
And you are from?
Truro.
Truro. The lovely town of Truro.
It is a lovely town.
How big is Truro anyway?
Truro is about 2,000 people year round and about 25,000 in the summer. So we share, like Nantucket, that influx in the summer, and how do you make your very small police department work in the summer.
And what issues are facing Truro these days? Aside from budgetary, what else is there?
That's a main issue, but I think one of the main issues on the Cape in general is regionalization. So we talked on the way over on the boat about what areas we could think about combining town to town. For instance, Wellfleet and Truro already combine animal control, and it works. And from the building department inspector point of view, our inspectors fill in for other inspectors on the Cape and vice versa. So there's a lot of issues that we have to share every month, and it's been very helpful to have this group.
And what about Provincetown? How's that progressing, or what's going on in Provincetown?
Provincetown is always busy. This is always busy.
Even in the off-season it's busy?
Well, I would say up until Thanksgiving, and after April.
Yeah.
It's a little slow in the winter, and we're very grateful for all the businesses stay open year round.
Well, because that's where you go, right? I mean, if you need to go
Absolutely.
to
The restaurant or
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, we need each other out there. We depend on each other, and that's a great place. Provincetown is right now they're working on a great big plan to revitalize their downtown area and their waterfront area, about $30 million worth. So that's ongoing with Provincetown, and hopefully it will get done.
I'm Jim Merriam. I'm the town administrator of Harwich
Okay. So
during the day.
welcome to Nantucket.
Thank you very much.
How often do you get over here?
Not too often, but we vacationed over here, my wife and I, and love the island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's happening in Harwich these days?
We get a little bit of a cranberry festival coming up this weekend.
Okay,
To
yeah.
get some activities on Red River Beach and stuff.
How large is Harwich?
It's got about 12,000 annual population, but about
And you've got a
triples.
good school system. apparently.
Excellent school system.
That's
We've been
one of the top.
getting good reviews on that. Yes. Yeah.
And why is that?
I don't know, just dedicated staff, and we put money into it. And actually, we've got a regional study going on right now with Chatham to see if we could combine school systems. We'd like to do an upgrade of the high school, and the state SBA is saying, before we consider you singularly, why don't you talk to Chatham and see if we can combine school systems. So that's one of the issues we're looking at right
Because
now.
I think it's well known what a good school system.
Oh, yeah.
is. It's one of the top.
It really is good. Yeah.
And I mean,
It's
we'd
been
like to have
recognized,
one
yeah.
of the top school
Yep.
systems too.
You know,
So maybe we should have a superintendent meeting too. Get
Yeah.
all these people together and keep
it's-
learning from each other.
Yeah. There's a lot of good things going on. My specialty is environmental issues, and I've been serving on the Mass Municipal Association's Environmental Policy Committee now for over 20 years, and actually had a meeting in Boston yesterday on water quality issues and things like that.
Let me
Wind
ask you-
turbine siting.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
We're actually into a couple of wind turbines right now, and I'm trying to get all the permits.
What about the personal wind turbines? Those are becoming somewhat popular where you can actually have a
Yeah.
small one on your house. Is that going
Yes.
to be a problem in Harwich?
It really hasn't. There are a couple of privates right now, but I'm obviously focusing on the big municipal.
I understand, but
We're
as
trying
far
to
as your town goes, are those acceptable
Yeah.
to your historical?
We haven't really get into a lot of debate about that yet. We have got a bylaw passed for the major wind turbines.
Right.
We can go up to 300 feet without a special permit, and up to 400 feet with a special permit.
And
So
how's the town looking at that? I mean,
very receptive. Absolutely,
really?
yeah.
but
we're
I mean,
looking
on the
at.
Cape, I mean, in Hyannis, they were kind of
Actually,
on
we're,
the
we're,
fence
we're
about
working with Mark on this Cape and Vineyard Electric Co-op. We're about leasing some land to build a couple of major turbines.
Exactly.
Try to
So it is coming.
drive the electric rates down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Pretty
Okay.
excited about that, yeah.
Good to meet you.